Go.
Okay, good. So just warming up here with your wrists and your ankles. So this way with the ankles and this way with the wrists. Warm up that way. It's the very first thing you do if you need an order. Then you rotate the wrists the other way and then you do the other ankle like that. It's very important that because you've got a lot of pressure on the wrists and the ankles. Next one is just your head. You can move it to the side this way, just that you feel a little stretch on either side of the neck. And you put it down this way, you feel a little stretch up the back of the neck this way, stretching underneath the chin and the jaw. And you can just do that a couple of times on each side, just rotating the neck, and then you can turn the neck a little bit. Do the same sort of thing wherever it feels a little bit. Listen to your neck muscles and move your body around for your neck. You might move your shoulders a little bit just to find that position of comfort, but also a little bit of stress around the neck. Work on that for perhaps, that's an important area to work on because you can strain the neck and around the shoulders here. So just work on that perhaps for 30 seconds. That's probably one of your longer warm-ups, just in case, because you don't want to get hurt. Next, you just do your shoulders. So you just muscles around here and here. Just rotate the shoulders around. So you start from the top and you're ending up down the bottom. So shoulders are next, start the neck. Then you go rotate them the other way, like that. And then you just, this old one where you're swinging your arms forward this way, stretching into the pectoral muscles here and the laterals here. And then back the other way. Like that. So you might do, don't count, but you might do it for about 10 times, around about 10 seconds each way. And then from there, then you just do your hips. So there's joint balls in there called the neck of femur is in there attached to your hip socket that's in there. You go around one way, just warming that area up. You might feel a stretch, you might feel a bit of a grind sometimes. Just be careful of that grind. You just want to warm it in. There's all sorts of things you might feel. Just don't hurt yourself. Just be aware of any twinks or twanks, whatever they are. Once you've done the hips, you do your waist. It's the same area. So I'm just twisting my waist this way, warming up. It's sort of putting a bit of a stretch on the back, on the spine a little bit. So it's extending the spine beyond what you do every day, sitting in a chair or turning around to get a piece of paper in the office. So you just do that way. And focusing your knees will also bend with that a little bit as well. You warm up to that. Then you do your knees next. So you're just warming up the knees, you're going around like this. Warming up the knee joints. This is a good one before you start Tai Chi because you're using knee joint muscles all the time. So make sure you're nice and warmed up at the knees. And also, you know, stretch your legs out, lock out the knees a little bit. Don't push back too far, you'll hurt yourself. Just a little bit, you feel a tension in the hamstrings. That's what you want. So, and then you can come down this way, come all the way down with your heels on the floor if possible. Your heels might be elevated slightly. Then come up. So you want to go all the way down because we never use that movement. We want to exercise that particular movement of all the way down. Hold it, because it's a squatting position that we're not used to using in developed countries. And then up. They call it the Asian squat, but that's only because in Asia they're still developing. Once they're developed, they'll have the same problems because they do it every day at the moment. Poorer countries do it every day. So you just get used to getting the old ways that the body's meant to move back, and you do that one. And then you do a bit of stretching. You might stretch now this way, put the elbow up behind your head, put the other hand here. So this is my right arm, this is my left arm. So one of them bends, either left or right, don't worry about that too much. But the one that's bent, you put pressure on it. As you put pressure on it with this hand, this one pushes up against it. So this one's pushing down, this one's pushing up. And as I do that, I push more up, seeing my body tilt one way, and it stretches under here. If you want more of a stretch, you simply bend. And keep this one pushing up against this one, push it up and back. You can't feel a stretch here, push up and back, and then you'll feel a stretch under there. And you change the other side. Make sure you always do the other side. So I'm feeling the stretch up here. Now, I'm gonna come down. You wanna stretch out the palms. So you might feel a stretch in the palm here, but also if you pull your fingers back, you'll feel a stretch underneath here as well. Go gently. You'll find that as you warm up during your exercise, this will become easier and easier. As you warm up, the muscles loosen and you become almost 50%, even, twice as flexible at the end of the session as you are at the beginning of the session. So go easy, gently at the beginning. It's palms, and then this one do backwards, and now I can feel the stretch. There's a bit of a tension on the wrist, so be careful of that as a musician. Just a little bit of tension's okay. So don't want to pull the wrist back too far. The fingers bend this way, and there's a stretch up here. This muscle here you see here, that part there stretches, and this part here, you can feel a stretch, particularly if I move my elbow up towards the sky like that. Both ones, see how the elbow moves up, not here, but towards the sky. I can feel the pressure on the wrist a little bit, not too much, and up here on the upper muscles there. Next stretch, whatever this one is, we'll have to get names to these, Rog. This is your basic warm-ups, very basic warm-ups. And stretching under here, not the hamstrings, just under that part for sideways stretching. Bending down here, you feel a tension here. Keep your toes on the floor, feet flat. Straighten the knee, always keep the knee locked out, but not too much, just lock it out. And then tilt your body till you feel a stretch under here. You hold, you might bounce around with it a little bit. You do the same on the other side. Just feel it, just work your mind into, have a think about it with your brain. You can feel it becoming more comfortable. It feels stretchy, but then it becomes a little bit more comfortable through that stretch.